What's going on, everybody? This is your boy King Gabe here, and basically we're here with another toy review, another Transformer. To be exact, this one is the Decepticon called Skywarp. And as you can see, he is a fighter jet. It's probably not the sound you was expecting me to make of these, you know, considering how I do like Transformers and everything. Beast Wars, mostly Beast Wars, but also I do have a major soft spot for G1 due to the fact that, you know, Beast Wars is the sequel to G1. You know, they're the descendants of the, you know, the Maximals and Predacons of the descendants of the Autobots and Decepticons, and also a lot of the stuff that was made after both G1 and Beast Wars, like, you know, Armada, Robots in Disguise, think Transformers Animated, and also the live action movies there. So yeah, there's a lot to really love in the Transformers franchise. But that doesn't mean that there are times when things don't always go quite so well. Even in something that is greatest Transformers. This is an example of one of them, in my opinion. Let me clarify. What you're about to is as any of the reviews, this is my opinion, and I also want to clarify, as I've stated before, this is not meant for, oh my god, Gabriel is telling me not to go get this Transformer. You are free to get whatever Transformer you want for your collection and everything. This is just how I feel about the figure, as I feel with the other ones I have. With that being said, I do not like this figure. No. I tried to. I really did try to. Like, he actually does have some good qualities to him, I will admit. The cockpit, it looks pretty decent. It's kind of got this part, not so bad. The wings and got some really good thrusters. Then you go underneath. Yes, now a lot of the, you know, different like Autobots and Decepticon type Transformers do have kibble that sometimes is visible, even blending in with the rest of them, mostly underneath, like most any Transformer. In some cases, yeah, there do be some issues with the kibble, minor issues, but it's usually not anything that's, you know, something to, at least in my case, would normally turn me off of the figure. In this case, it kind of does. Now, the undercarriage of the kibble, I'm not too fond of this. Now, I will say, if this was one of the Zords from Power Rangers, I would overlook something like this, because the Zords and Power Rangers, you know, they're combiners, and yeah, you actually expect stuff like this, like the Astro Megazord. They have the hands visible underneath like this. RPM, I think one of their Zords has visible hands in some of the fight scenes there from both the Sentai and the English dub. However, I did not expect that with the Autobot and Decepticon Transformers. Now, even if they were going to be visible, there's usually some clever way that they still blend in. Sort of like how we saw Bumblebee's face underneath him in the Bumblebee movie, which was kind of cute. And it was also, and like I say, it was a cute little detail in the movie itself, which made its way into the toy. This, however, is not so cute there. Visible hands, and I would overlook, now I would still possibly overlook that if it weren't for the rest of the figure. The rest of this figure, while it does have a decent cockpit, look at this right here. Now, like I said, maybe this now maybe in your opinion you might not really see an issue with this. That's okay. However, I kind of when I was trained, he came packaged in robot mode. So when I changed him back into his cockpit mode, I kept thinking I was doing this wrong because I even looked at and I kept looking at back and forth at the instructions. And something just didn't feel right here. It feels like the cockpit here is supposed to go over this, but it never did. And the way this looks, it looks like someone could sit in here, but yet you got the cockpit up here. And that just looks really weird and kind of offsetting with this figure. It's not exactly the best design for a fighter plane. I don't know. It just sort of it just really kind of comes off as really like it's incomplete. Yeah, especially the alt mode in terms there. Now, what I've read about Skywarp, he's supposed to be pretty much, I guess you could say, a clone of Starscream a little bit. Maybe not so much a clone, but Starscream was over the flying type Decepticon. So you had Skywarp, you had Thundercracker, and then I think there were a few others. They had a group name called the Seekers. In I think both in G1 and I think in War For Cybertron. Yeah. I don't know what now. I'm pretty sure in the show this kibble wasn't an issue, and he might have possibly looked slightly a little better, but the toy does not do much justice. I'm sorry. I just don't really feel it with this one there. Yeah, like I say, so you see how he looks and everything. Chances are, after this review, I'm probably going to end up selling him. And first chance I get, I will be looking for Starscream himself. Because Starscream, Starscream is despite, the betrayal of Megatron, is one of the best fighter jets in the Decepticon line. Yeah, being pretty much the leader of that particular squad of Decepticons. Yeah, and Starscream's overall design is a lot better in a lot of the Transformer iteration, except for the live action movies, though. That's the only time Starscream did not look too good. But in the G1 cartoon and everything else, Starscream was top notch. So even certain designs of him that were that some people might call kind of silly, but yeah, it looks a lot better than this, especially the toy model. So that's pretty much all for the jet mode, and of course you have his weapons that are going to be used for the robot mode. Okay. No, I mean they're weapons, all right. I don't know, cause there's not a lot I know about Skywarp. I don't. I guess he uses these weapons in the show. Well, maybe. I guess. When for storage, you can put them. You could put one of them here. Let's see. I think it might be better this end. I want to say. Yeah, probably this end would be better. Yeah, because of the way the weapon is positioned. And you notice as I'm putting this in, it's sort of hard to. It's not very extremely noticeable, but sometimes he starts to come undone. Now there's some Transformers that will do that, but yeah, they will do that. So let's see, put this one right here in this slot, sort of like a rocket launcher here, and there you have the storage. really neat. Yeah, that kind this. Well, it's storage, all right, but because of the choice of weapons, it does make them look clunkier. Now, the rocket launcher is not too bad. I mean, he's a plane, so yeah. It's not the usual thing I think you would put on a fighter plane, but I mean, planes do fire, are firing type weapons, so yeah, that would not be. I mean, that wouldn't be that far-fetched, especially in the realm of Transformers there, so. But this, I don't see how this would fit for a fighter plane, because you can't fire this thing. It's more of a melee weapon to hit somebody with. So, we'll take those off, put them to the side, right here, they're right there. And now let's go and get them transformed. See if possibly this is any better. But the jet mode is terrible. Yeah. So, transformation, it's something. Let's see, gonna pull these out to form his feet. There's a certain toy reviewer I sound like right now. But like I say, I had to state how I feel. But again, like I say, put that there. Again, like I say, if you want to get the figure, yeah, that's totally up to you. Maybe this might be your cup of tea. You never know. So, fold that in. And then you're going to take the other leg, do the same. Kind of pull that there. And fold that in. Pull the feet out. Now, of course, there's no stranger to thrusters becoming legs. That's kind of normal for a fighter jet transformer. And get the arms out. See, this is another, how those, because, you would think that maybe, like, his hands would at least fold in. Like, Sideswipe, him and Jazz, their hands would at least fold inward to be concealed in the vehicle mode. And same with Barricade and Bone Crusher. Yeah. So. Granted, Barricade and Bone Crusher have some pretty odd robotic modes, but it did at least fit with the tone of the universe they were featured in, which was the Bay universe. And they were supposed to be pretty scary looking there. Yeah, so. Now we, oh yeah, that's right. I got to come in here and get the robot mode head out there. And I gotta clip this pinky nail here. I got my other nails clipped, but the pinky nail, I just realized that last night I forgot to clip it. And it looks about as odd as this figure. So, let's see. I think you open it here, I think it is. Oh, yeah, there we go. Open it there. And that, okay, so you bring the head out this way, out of the cockpit. And then kind of straighten it up. I think like so. Kind of fold, get it straight. And then I want to say, just put it back in place. Oh yeah, okay. Fold it this way. Okay. All right. Then and then you fold this piece inward. Like so. Like most fighter jet transformers, fold them down. And let's see, gotta get them into place where I think there's some little hooks where that locks on. So you kind of get them arranged right. There we go. Arranged right, get the head kind of placed. Kind of straighten his arms out a little bit. And now for the backpack. Yeah, let's see. Thank you. Now let's see. Kind of work this backpack here. I think I want to say. Okay, no, you don't flip those around. want to say it just, well, no. Okay, more like, okay, there's some latches right there. So yeah, do like that. And, oh, wait, I think I know what you do. Okay. Yeah, fold these down like so. Do the same with that. And now you fold the backpack all in, latch it in, and that's the end. Folding these parts right here kind of at least compact it a little bit. And then you just bring this back into place. And let's see. I think you fold that in. Yeah. And then kind of bring all this inward. And I think you're supposed to wait, let me open this back up. I want to say I think this is my first time changing it back into robot mode before doing the review. Okay, so yeah, kind of open that up. And now get everything folded back, put back in the way we had it here. Oh boy, this is okay. All right, so now, yeah, so that opens up when he's in robot mode. And yeah, get that back, get this back here. Just making sure everything's latched the way it's supposed to be. And got that there, got the head. And you have his wings in place. All that, the backpack's arranged. And now you have Skywarp. As you can see, he does kind of, the head sculpt, he does kind of resemble Starscream a bit. Also, you take these little things on the side and just sort of, you could leave them like this, but they're supposed to be, I think, sort of like that, or just more positioned like this, according to the instructions there. So, yeah, that's what you do. So, Skywarp, everybody. Let's stand him up a little bit. Now the robot mode is okay. He's not the best, but he's okay in robot mode. It's the jet mode is still terrible, in my opinion. And that's why after this review, I am going to sell him to get so later I can get a hold of Starscream, and who I feel will be a more proper jet. And there's another jet transformer, possibly, that I might add to the collection. I want to say, I think it's Thundercracker or something like that, or Thrust. I'm not sure which one it was. And then it depends on the model I get. I have to be careful which models I get, because I had a Thrust one time that was a real good figure, but it was a nightmare trying to transform. Not because it was bad, but it was so complicated and it had so much this and this and this. It was sort of, I guess you could say, like how some of the Masterpiece figures, in order to get them, show accurate. Like I saw a Waspinator one earlier that was like a Masterpiece Waspinator that looked real good, like show accurate and everything, but it has a lot in order to pull that off there. So yeah, a bit complex there, but so I have to be sure I don't get anything overly complex. The Thrust, and another one that I got that was really complex one time was an Optimus Prime figure and a Nemesis Prime figure. And the Nemesis Prime, these were a while back. Nemesis Prime, I think he was on sale, and I was like, oh my goodness, it was a real good deal, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. Boy, that thing was complicated there, but for the price, but he was definitely kind of worth the price. It was just so hard to transform him back and forth there. So yeah, so we got So he can turn his head all the way around full 360. I almost thought I heard a buzzing in my ear. Guess that may have been my phone. His arm can go, if you pull the wing back, you can go all the way back with his arms. Same with the other side. Just, you know, do like that. Do that. And his waist movement is kind of, is not, yeah, that's about the best you can do because of how the cockpit is down here, kind of hangs in there. But like I say, he does have the head turns. Leg movement is not bad. That's pretty much how the, yeah, pretty much how you can do with the leg movement. And above all, that's pretty much it in terms of articulation. Yeah, you can do that right here too, you know, with the arms, just like with the head. That's pretty much it with articulation. And as for holding his weapons, well, now this is yet another complaint I have. How this guy holds his weapons is beyond me. Because his hands are somewhat positioned to hold them. But you see, the weapons can come out really easily. If okay, well, I guess if you start playing with them, if you're not kept, see right there, yeah, you start moving his, like if you put the weapon in his hand, it stays in there. But when you start to move him around, like its joints and stuff like that, yeah, it starts to, yeah, there you go. Now, let's see, I would say you could put them like in the side, but there's nowhere to insert them. Let's see. Yeah, not really too well over there. So it would have to be like, oh, better yet, that was kind of backwards, by the way. Okay, it's supposed to be like that. Sorry. Yeah, because it's a missile it's a rocket or missile launcher, whichever one. But yeah, when you start trying to bend his arms and stuff like that, like to pose him with the weapon, yeah, it can tend to come out. Yeah, like, yeah, see, like, yeah, see, there you go. So, yeah, now the rocket launcher is not a bad weapon for him to have. It's just sometimes it's not easy to keep in his hand. This, on the other hand, yeah, now this actually holds in his hand better than the rocket launcher a bit. It does wobble because of how his hands are, but bring this camera up a little bit. So, yeah, he has, I mean, to each his own, you know, I guess you want a club, whatever. Now, there is an interesting bit that can be done with this. You could spin it around, sort of makes, especially like if you hold it up, make like a helicopter, but of course this would probably look better with something like a sword or something, you know, like what Optimus Primal had from Rise of the Beast, that sort of made, or either Cheetor with his staffs from Rise of the Beast 2, that kind of made me think of the Zord from Die Ranger, that was used for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 2, before it combined with the other Thunder Zords. So, yeah. What's this? It's something. Like I say, the rope now, just the robot mode. Again, it's okay. The rocket launcher, it's okay. That's, you know, you want to have some pretty good firepower. The club, I guess, you know, I guess he's the type that likes to go hit things there. If he can't fire his missile launcher, he'll come and hit you. So maybe that's part of his personality, you know, with the club and with this club, or I think it's like a club maze, something like that. So maybe that's his thing, you know. Who am I to argue with with the Transformers' choice of weapons? Just seemed kind of odd to me, but again, maybe that's his thing. But altogether, it's okay. But the jet mode is not something I would write home about there. And like I say, I'm definitely going to, I hope I can, I really hope I have not thrown away the instructions. It should be still lying around here. So when I sell this guy, I can at least include the instructions with him. So people, yeah, because now you might be able to transform them without the instructions, but yeah, I had to look. Okay, you know, a lot of us, just let's admit it, we've had a lot of transformers that we probably changed without even looking at the instructions there. Yeah. Now, one thing I will advise you when you get a transformer that comes with the instructions, like you know, it's not used, like it's brand new from the store and everything. Yeah, hold on to the instructions, and yeah, that way, you know, even if you're like, well, I can do this without the instructions, just hold on to them. You know, do your thing, transformer, and that way, if you know, okay, maybe you might be successful and might not need the instructions. That's good, but if you hit a snag like I did, then at least you'll have them there to, okay, let me see what happened. What did I do wrong? So yeah, that's Skywarp. I mean, like I say, he's not going to be around for much longer than this video. Yeah, so he's going to get sold on the Mercari app. Like I say, he might be still on there depending on when I get around to taking pictures of him for it. Possibly might be sold by the time this drops on YouTube, or maybe he might be still on there. If he's still on there and you're looking at this on YouTube, you might be lucky to get him. If you know, again, like I say, if you disagree with me and you want to get this figure, all power to you. Just like how, you know, when I talked to my wife once about Transformers last night and how I felt about that, but, you know, hey, if someone else enjoyed, you know, last night movie, more power to them, and yeah, let me know why, you know, let me know why, because, you know, as at least I would know someone else's point of view, so anyway, that's Skywarp. Gonna be going for sale on the Mercari app after this video is made. So if you like what you saw, definitely like, share, and subscribe. Definitely get our available books we have, and also support us on the Patreon, just like the Iceman Universe does. And also definitely you know, check out what he got going on with Hey Arnold, Naruto, One Piece, Spy Family, and Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Ed, and Eddie. Also, definitely support the Miracle Crew. Yours truly, King Gabe, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, Janara Nellens, Chris Godfrey, also known by his stage name Jen, and also EJ the Supreme. And definitely hang out with us in the live streams, Discord, and on Facebook. And let's try to sell each other some stuff on the Mercari app. And if you're lucky, when you sign up for Mercari to, you know, sell some of your stuff, and also check out what other people like yours truly, myself, have up for sale, you may possibly get lucky and find Skywarp on here. And, you know, might decide to buy him despite what my opinion was. And like I say, you know, again, more power to you, because like I say, I have seen bad reviews of stuff, and I have seen some bad reviews of certain things that I actually enjoy and disagree with the reviewer. So again, so yeah, it's very, it's, you know, yeah, if you disagree with my review, yeah, definitely, well, hop on and place and hey Gabe, I want to order that. So on the McCary app. So yep, there you go. And we'll see y'all in the next video or live stream. Take care, everybody. Peace out.